Hello there, my Maple Leaf fans. Welcome to day 2 of media availability by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now going to hear from the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs and some of the other players before their game this weekend, their prospect games this weekend. Enjoy.
What are you wanting to show at this week's camp?
Well, we're hoping for 2 wins, first and foremost, but I think just looking forward to playing with this great group and just seeing how we can gel together.
And I was saying it feels like you guys are going to complement each other. What do you like about pairing up with Danford?
Yeah, he's a great player. I think we sort of had some chemistry last year too, so I think we built on that again this year. So I think we'll kind of be able to read off each other pretty well and work well together this weekend.
What stands out most about the way he's able to shut down guys and just be like a really strong defenseman.
Yeah, Dan's smart. Obviously, like he's a good stick. He showed that today. He has good body position. All things you look for in a D, and I think just he thinks the game really well. He's a smart kid. So I think that complements as well.
You played a strong offensive-minded game at the WHL. What are you looking to build upon with your offense at the professional?
Switching my phone plan to public mobile means no overages or hidden fees. It seems too good to be true, so now I'm living in the shadows. Just me and my phone.
Scott, supper's ready!
Mom!
But in the magical, there's a pretty one. I ask her where it goes, 'cause I really wanna wonder if she knows that we're on the water. That's the way it goes.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Professional level.
I think starting right now, I think it's as I'm kind of entering and more focused on the defensive side right now and getting that established against bigger, stronger guys. So that's kind of the priority right now. But I think just adapting to the new systems offensively and trying to find spots where I can jump in and contribute similar to junior.
How do you feel like you're different now as a player versus last year at this time?
That's a good question. I think same thing. I think just age and maturity, that sort of stuff. I think just putting on more weight and I guess increasing the size-wise. I think that helps a lot. Gives me some confidence to go up against older guys. So I think that's just kind of the test for me now. Just going into pros is just to kind of see where I'm at as a yardstick.
What is your goal for the upcoming season? What are you hoping that it will bring for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to have any expectations right now. I think I'm going into camp just with the mentality to grow and try to learn some things from the guys and just try to assert myself wherever I can in the lineup if they put me there. And I'm just looking for an opportunity and happy to be wherever they put me. And I know the organization believes in me, and that's kind of what matters for me. So,
where do you feel that belief? Where does that come from for you?
I think just conversations that I've had with the development staff and management. We've had a lot of good work together the last few years now since I've been drafted. So I think just getting the reps in with them gives me a lot of confidence. But I think, again, just reiterating the belief that they have in me, I think it's huge.
Where did you train this summer after home base?
Yeah, I was back in Saskatoon for a little while there, and came back out here to do some training before camp. Just about a month here. Yeah.
So who is the people you're training with back here, and I guess back in Saskatoon?
We have a good group of some pro guys back in Saskatoon. So that's great to skate with them. And then out here, some guys are the NHL guys were kind of rolling in randomly throughout August, I guess. So just whoever was around, it was nice to skate.
Did you skate with any like NHL guys?
Yeah, I had a few opportunities to skate with them. Yeah, it was great.
Did you pick up anything interesting to learn?
I think everyone has their own little niche skill sets. I think talked a little bit about Chris Tana's poise and patience. I appreciated that. And then I think Riley, obviously, offensively, I think he obviously thinks the game really well, and he has like an intent behind every movement, every drill on the ice. So we're just communicating through that, having a purpose behind everything. So that's something that sort of adopted and stole from him. So that sort of stuff is goes a long way.
Yeah. Do you have good chance to like pick their brain at all? Like obviously you see them, but do you have any good conversations with those guys?
Yeah, kind of done a little bit of both, on and off the ice, chatting. I appreciate more so on the ice, trying to just see how they kind of transition into the league and what was hard for them maybe. And so I kind of asked a few of those questions and just try to make it a little more understandable and easy, because it's a big step, right, and at a young age. So obviously lots of excitement and obstacles ahead.
Tanev had quite the journey to get to where he is. What do you appreciate, I guess, about what he had to say?
Yeah, like you say, I think he was an undrafted guy, right? So that's it's not easy. So I think that just shows like some perseverance and resiliency. So I think that's in the back of my mind. Anything's possible, right? So I think we're all able to grow as players. I think the ceiling is not fixed on any of us. So just stick with the development, and I think the path ahead will be good.
Kind of want to show.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's rookie camp, so kind of just get my feet under me, get ready for main camp, get conditioned. My goal is to make the team. I'm going to do everything in my power to do so. So, just taking it day by day, developing as much as I can, and trying to get the most out of the coaches and the players I'm playing with.
What do you think you have to show to make this team?
I think just play my game to the best of my abilities. I think I'm a really good 200-foot center, so kind of taking that to my maximum ability and playing to my standard, I think will do really well and give me my best shot.
How big to come in last year and get a taste of everything with the Marlies?
It was huge. I'm super grateful for that opportunity. Great to know there's coaching staff and the strength and conditioning people as well. So I think that was awesome. Get a feel for the pace and what it's going to take to play at that level and hopefully the NHL level.
What was the biggest adjustment coming from college?
I think for me, the strength. We're playing with 25-year-olds in college, so I think it was less of a jump than maybe some guys from major junior. But I think for me, that was a big thing. Just corner strength. One big thing was face-offs. I was really good in college, and it took some getting used to in the pros to kind of get my feet under me in that sense. But I think I did a good job with that too, and I'm continuing to develop those skills just as all the others.
What do the pros do better at the draw?
Well, I think one thing is I jumped in at the end of the season and playoffs, and so I was trusted with third, fourth line minutes, and with that you're going against guys whose main job is to win draws, to play defense, to be on the right side of the puck all the time, and so for draws, just they get a lot lower. They got man strength, so developing that, it's been a huge summer for me. So I think that developing my strength has been really good and will help me in this upcoming year.
What did you focus on this summer? How did you, improve that?
Yeah, a lot of strength, to be honest. I gained 8 pounds and stayed at the same body fat as the end of last season, which is a really good improvement for me, and I think it'll really help me this upcoming year.
How big of a decision not to go? You didn't finish your 4th year, right? How big of a decision was that for you?
Yeah, definitely a big decision, just because the academics is important, and I like to set myself up in the best for every aspect of life. But I think it was the right decision for me. I felt very ready. I think I proved that a little bit at the end of last year when I jumped up with the Marlies. But once again, I think this has been a huge summer, and it is a sacrifice, but it's one I was 100% willing to make.
What did you take, and will you finish the degree at some point?
Yeah, so it's called PPE. It's a modified major, politics, philosophy, and economics. Okay. And so I got 2 more summers left. Yeah. So I'll do that at some point down the road, but probably distant down the road. We'll see about that. But that was my major.
Did you have an off-ice career path that you were looking at in terms of what you wanted to do?
I've been hockey all the way. When Dartmouth offered, it's kind of the best of both worlds. And Reed Cashman, Reed Cashman and the coaching staff there, he came down from the Capitals, so I knew I was going to develop a whole lot with him, which I did. And the school aspect was just another plus to that decision.
Sorry if you're going to ask this, but what will it be like to play in the Bell Center tomorrow?
Oh, I'm super excited. I've heard great things from the other guys. I've heard they sold out maybe both games last year. So that'll be really cool. It'll be a really good environment, and I'm sure it won't be hard to find some energy.
You had a chance to rub shoulders with any of the NHL guys so far this summer?
Yeah, I've skated with quite a few of them just over the past, I've been here all summer, so basically since July. I've been rubbing shoulders with quite a few of them, just picking little stuff. Whether it was skill skates or the 4-on-4, I kind of just try to pick their brains on the bench or see what the little things are they do after practice, and try to work on the same things.
One more example of something you picked up?
I think 4-on-4, I was watching a lot of McMahon just because he had a lot of success last year, and he was a college guy as well from the ECAC, and watching his speed, but also his cutbacks and turns and how he gets out of those turns, he's really good and he's strong on his feet. So picking up stuff like that I think will help me. And I'm trying to think what else. Another one was Tavares, just taking draws against him. He's super strong on his stick, but he doesn't get as low, so it's a tougher one to match up against, but that's why he's one of the best at it, and hopefully I'll go up against him in these next few days.
Just one more quick one. Of the PPE, what was your favorite course, would you say, that you really liked?
Course? I like the international politics course. It was called Gov 5, I think. It was really interesting just because we were taking that right before the election, and so to be as a Canadian, to be in the States for such a polarizing time was kind of interesting, and learning all the aspects of foreign policy and stuff like that I thought was really cool.
I think just I mentioned it before at the development camp, being able to put the Leafs jersey on, in a real game this time, in front of hopefully, it sounded like a lot of guys were saying last year, pretty lively crowd in Montreal. So I'm excited to get into the games, kind of feel the speed out a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be a lot faster than Major Junior, but just general excitement towards this game.
When you see how you fit in with all the other guys, do you have an idea of what it's going to take for you to get to that next level?
Yeah, I think you kind of can see that everybody's a little bit bigger and stronger. I think getting bigger and stronger is one of the biggest things for me to be able to reach that next level, which is my goal. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to put on that size, that weight, the strength. But yeah, I think just those are kind of the big things for me. Moving forward in the future.
Did you add some strength this summer? Like, how are you feeling coming into this year?
Yeah, honestly, I worked out here pretty consistently through the summer, and I feel as strong as I've ever felt, especially last week in Kingston in our training camp and a couple preseason games that I played in the OHL. I feel a lot stronger than I did last year. A little bit quicker on that first step, which is I worked hard this summer, and they helped me build a program to achieve those kind of little details in my game.
Who's impressed you here when you look around?
Yeah, obviously there's quite a few guys that are some pretty good hockey players. Obviously, Easton Cowan, you can't. He's one of the guys who always stands out. High-end skilled player, really smart with the puck, and Danford as well. Just really strong on the puck as well. Breaks the puck out really well. another smart defender, can kind of play in that, all situations kind of guy, and he's going to be valuable for us this weekend, both of them, and valuable to this organization probably in the future.
Can you summarize from draft day until today? You're a pretty happy guy, obviously.
Yeah.
On draft day, what's the journey been like to this moment?
Yeah, obviously.
To tomorrow.
Yeah, obviously it's been a lot of fun being able to go through this process, and especially with it being the Leafs, it's it doesn't get much better than that. So I'm pretty happy to be here, and hopefully I can stick around for a while.
What have you heard about last year's games at the Bell Center, and what are you expecting it is going to be like for you tomorrow?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit from the guys that played last year. Danford was telling me that it was a pretty loud crowd. Sharp was saying the same thing. But yeah, I'm expecting a fast, hard, competitive game, which everybody's trying to push their name, trying to make the team. So I'm expecting a pretty spirited game tomorrow.
Will you have family there? Or?
Yeah, both my parents are gonna go down to the game. My dad wouldn't have missed it for the world, so yeah, he's pretty excited. And yeah, so those two, my mom and dad are gonna come.
After the draft, you said you modeled your game after Anthony Cirelli. Are there any sort of defensive-minded players that you've also been looking towards as you build your game at the professional level?
Honestly, Anthony Cirelli's kind of the big one, kind of guy that I've kind of looked at over the last couple years, I'd say, and even Prashis Bergeron. Obviously he was a pretty good player, but those little kind of qualities that he had on the defensive side of the puck, why he was so reliable, that's why he was he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think just trying to take little pieces of that and try to implement them into my game from kind of two players, high-end players.
You said you were training here this summer. Have you had a chance to either skate or rub shoulders with some of the current Leafs, and kind of what would you take away from that sort of stuff?
Yeah, they weren't in a whole lot. Riley was here pretty consistently, and then there was a lot of AHL guys that were here more consistently, kind of being on the ice with them, because obviously they're another level ahead of me. So I think even just being on the ice with those guys, obviously they're working. They work their butts off, so being in that environment with them, I think it pushed me a lot, and obviously they're bigger and stronger as well, which I think was good for me. And the more that I can go against older, stronger guys, I think that's gonna help kind of push my game to the next level.
Who among the Leaf development staff is working closest with you?
There was a lot. Trev in the gym worked with me pretty closely, kind of going back and forth from my gym in Oakville and here. And then I think Haley Wickenheiser was also there pretty consistently throughout the summer that I was here. She was always there, to if I had any questions or anything like that, kind of helping me come into Toronto.
What are your parents' names? Sorry.
Glenn and Christy.
One N.
One N.
Okay,
Yes.
Christy, CHRISTIE.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
I had to think about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Why is it such a big game for your dad, do you think?
Well, obviously it's playing against the Habs. It's been a rivalry forever, and obviously to be the first time he kind of gets to see me in a Toronto Maple Leafs uniform. So I think that's kind of the general excitement from him and for me.
Experience it last year. What is it like in that building for even a prospect showdown game?
Well, I think the history with that building, it's a pretty fun place to play. Always has been. The fans are into it. They're always cheering, and again, it's just going to be a great environment, great opportunity for these young men to go out there and show what they have, and not try to be something they're not, and enjoy it as well.
What stands out to you about Haynes and what he can bring at this event?
Well, I think he's it was nice for him to come in at the end of last year. We got a good sample size from him. Very smart player. Makes people better. He can get inside. He played at the college level, so he's played against big players before. So just for him to be able to feel comfortable in it and understand the difference between when to make a play and when not to play, that's really going to help his development moving forward.
Do you sense a guy like Boreavalis as someone who has a kind of chip on his shoulder because he wasn't drafted? Do you kind of sense that a little bit? He's got something to prove?
Yeah, I mean, I just see the way he came into camp this year. I see he's worked on his strength and his physique to put some weight on it. It doesn't seem like it's hurt his speed at all. But I think he's the type of player that likes to be on the ice. You can't fake that. As a staff, we see it. It's contagious. But a young man that wants to come out and prove something, and he did a really good job in the offseason. Now it'll be exciting for him to get in this environment tomorrow night.
Is it a bit of a reward that he's playing with Cowan at this point?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all players that have high IQ seem to like to play with one another. So, he's a smart player, but he also isn't afraid to go into the hard areas and get pucks as well. Because if you're a skilled player, it doesn't matter if you don't have the puck in your stick. It's kind of hard to get something done.
We just talked to Tyler Hopkins, and for a guy like him, anybody drafted just this summer, really, their journey to pros is just beginning. A camp like this, you kind of watch them to make sure that they're learning how much further they have to go, what they have to do from seeing the older guys who've been through this before.
Yeah, that's a great point, because just like Hames and Vallis even coming in last year, they see, I mean, it's still the American, there's a lot of good players in the American Hockey League, and they're big and they're strong, and they realize how much little time and space you have. So just by them coming in last year, it makes a big difference. Just like Hopkins, for him to see it for the first time, it's a little overwhelming, but he seems like he's a pretty smart, really smart player who understands what he's going to have to work on as he moves forward with his strength. And it's just, he's young. He's still not fully, he's an 18-year-old young man, so he's got room to grow, but he definitely has something. You can see he's got some high hockey IQ.
What do you see from the two Russian goalies in the last year, especially Archers? Like, we had probably more familiar with him, but what have you seen as far as their development goes?
Well, I think Artie especially, competes extremely hard. Like, he goes into every practice like he doesn't want a puck to cross the goal line, and that's just a great way to go about your business. Never ever complain about his work ethic. It's actually, I think it's helped Pex see that, and it's actually helped him grow as well.
Have they adapted language-wise and all that, do you think?
I think they all know more. Both of them are pretty good, but they all know more than they sometimes presume. But they seem pretty, they've done a nice job of learning that language barrier, because it's hard, but I think they're ahead of the game, those two.
And will you split them tomorrow, or
I'm not quite sure, but I'm guessing that. I'll talk to Hanu and the staff and see what they want to do. But I'm guessing that's probably what it's going to be.
Like split
game and game.
Yeah. The rule's not in effect yet, but what do you think about the coming change about each team being able to place one 19-year-old on their AHL team? How do you think that's going to help, or whatever? What do you think about it?
I think, again, it's up to the organization. It depends on the player. I think it's going to be circumstances are going to be different for each player, each team, whether or not they have room, don't have room. If he's better suited to play at the AHL level than the junior level, that's on them. Again, I'll just, as a staff, continue to focus on the players that are in the locker room, but it's definitely going to make things interesting. And I think it's a player-by-player scenario that the management will have to make their decision that way.
What will be important for Chadwick as he makes the jump to pros this year?
Well, I think just like anything, just understanding who he is. You look at what he's done to his, just for 2 years, how bigger and stronger he is, and he's got great feet. And the quicker he learns how to close on pucks quick, move pucks quick out of the zone. I mean, he's got the skill set and the size to be an effective player, and as a pro. So it's exciting for him to continue to build his game.
You touched on it a bit, but I guess how does the instruction vary for guys who are on the verge of making the NHL roster to guys who are maybe coming out of the 2020 NHL draft class and getting their sort of first experience in professional hockey?
Well, I think anytime you jump in front of somebody for the first time, their first impressions mean a lot. So, there's certain things that, as an identity is what's going to stick out to everyone is the way they approach every workout, every practice, how they compete, how they're getting involved, and how they're making each other better. So I think all players have done a great job so far as we started this camp.
Players were talking about how much they enjoyed kind of rubbing shoulders with the NHL guys during the summer. What sort of impact do you think that has on guys like Hames and Chadwick are talking about, get a chance to skate with some of the Leafs guys?
I think it's important. I think anytime, you're supposed to be, a lot of the guys have been around here for a long time, and it's like a family. And I think regardless if they don't make it or do make it, it's important for those guys. It's pretty classy for them to take their time and make them feel comfortable, because the more comfortable they feel, we're going to get the best version of that player by them being the way they are. So we thank them for that.
What have you enjoyed about working with Berube?
Well, he's great. He's pretty, he's pretty straightforward. So that's always nice. There's not much gray area there, and again, it's been a great experience.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough. Feeling a vibe? Run with it. From can't look away to gotta have it. Make every detail yours. Bring out what's hot. Remove what's not. Crystallize it. Instantly set a tone that speaks in your voice to your audience. Keep moving. Your